Building a world-class coaching staff is pretty tricky, and it seems like G2 is the only team to have perfected it, where every other team is doing it wrong. If you think about it, a staff should be like the foundation of your team's culture and system, but it feels like most teams shuffle coaches just as often as they do players. When recently G2 announced that they've re-signed their 4 core staff members, Dylan, Isma, Rodrigo, and Romain for multiple years, many people don't actually understand how huge of a deal this is. So let me break it down. There are 4 important parts to a coaching staff. The first, obviously, it's game knowledge. Dylan and I started working together at TSM back in 2015, and he spent almost a decade honing his craft. In working with a team, a coach has to really have good game knowledge to be able to work with players in devising strategies, improving their skills, adapting to meta changes, and analyzing opponents, and he's one of the best people in the West at this. The second crucial thing is systems. A coach may have all the game knowledge in the world, but it is an entirely different skill to be able to implement that information and help players. Game knowledge gives you the ability to identify problems, whereas systems allowed you to collect information, prioritize problems, create a plan, track progress, and helps you do things like organizing short and long-term goals and even individual development. So Dylan and Rodrigo together are probably the best at being able to do this because they're one of the few teams who've been able to take players like Yike and Skumon and Labrov, integrate them into the team, and get the most out of them. Next, let's look at 2 other crucial factors, which are leadership. If systems are like the calculated machine of an operation, then leadership is like the heart, right? Emotion plays a crucial role in how players learn and how teams perform. And every member has their own unique motivations and goals and relationships and struggles. And the goal of a good leader is to create an environment where everyone feels valued and trusted. You can tell that G2 has great leadership because regardless of how G2 is doing when they're struggling in playoffs or going through dips during the season, they always bounce back without having to make any major changes. And that's a testament to the leadership in that team. The last thing is health. Things like sleep and recovery and diet and physical fitness and stress management. I think G2 is one of those teams that has to play an entire year from the beginning all the way through Worlds. And they also have to deal with the high pressure of fans and the world constantly watching and judging them. Without a good person to be able to help players manage that physically and mentally, I think they would crumble. And so it's really important for them to have a person like Isma who's trained and also has a decade of experience in helping players reach their full potential. Putting together a superstar staff like this is already hard, but it's only when you have a staff like this that's worked together for multiple years, they can truly embody and build the culture of a team. So when a new player joins, they're coming into a foundation where they can just focus on themselves in the game. For G2 to have signed all of these guys on for multiple years is probably one of the biggest news of this offseason, which is why I expect G2's dominance in EU to continue for years to come without even knowing who their roster is going to be.